This is a Golden Buggy back with another delivery. I hope you're doing well. Today we're taking a look at Wano Nami or Onami from Banpresto's Glitter and Glamour series. This was gifted to me by a friend and is my first One Piece figure, not counting the 1000 Sunny model kit that I have. And then I will have this subjective criteria for now, just to evaluate this figure. This will surely change, or probably change in the future as I get more figures. And if that does happen, I'll take a note in the description or the comment. Let's take a look around the box. So here we see the Toei sticker, so that is reassuring. And then in we go. So the figure itself comes in one piece, pun intended, and then there's a small thingy that I assume is the base or the stand support, whatever. Okay, so you start with the thin part of their shins and then just pull down the stand until it's snug. I'm filming this months later, so I now have a few other figures to compare it with. So going through some quick stats, its height is about 23 centimeters or 9 inches. And then for comparison, I have here a Funko Pop, so you could see. And then I also have here a dilapidated pack of cards if you don't have a pop to compare it with. And then I also have this 6.3 inch or around 6 inch DXF figure of Robin. So here it is compared to all of those. Unfortunately, I don't have another big figure yet to compare it with. But yeah. And then it weighs around 161 grams or 5.7 ounces, if that matters to you for shipping purposes. And then the release price for US is about $25. I think that's an okay price for a figure this tall, but we'll talk about more on that later. It was also released with a Konoichi Robin, but I don't plan on getting that anytime soon because they say there are some quality control issues with that one. Maybe if the price is right, if it's much lower than 25, maybe. But anyway, moving on. I'll take these off first. Faithfulness to the source. So of course the source for this one would be the anime, or maybe even the manga, but with the college and all, I think it's the anime. And then there's also the games that have Onami. So I'll probably pop in here a photo from Pirate Warriors or Bounty Rush just to have something to compare with this Onami. Anyway, I think it looks great. It looks very true to the source. It does look like Nami. I think the face was done really well. Major gripes I have with this is that the chest, it's like what they do with the anime when they translate it from the manga, where they over exaggerate parts of the body for female characters. I mean, Oda has this style of drawing female characters that has received a lot of criticism, but the anime just takes that to a whole other level. So it really stands out in a not so good way. Like this is not Nami. I mean, if we're basing it off of that, I don't know. And then next would be the shins or the lower leg. They kind of remind me of that what do you call this, James Cameron's Avatar, if you remember those blue creatures. So I feel like if this was done in the right proportions, this would only be an 8.5 or 8.5 to 8 inch figure. So look here, if we cover this part, now it kind of looks normal. Again, we have the source from, this reference from Pirate Warriors. And then other thing, the pose looks nice. It's very natural, except this part right here. I feel like they should have a staff on there, her climb attack. Maybe I'll make a makeshift climb attack in the future or whatever. So faithfulness to the source, I think I'll give this a 2 out of 3. Detail, considering that a lot of figures go for much higher, like the Mega House, or is a POP one that goes for 140. I think this is pretty good for detail, but going to the specifics, in the hair, yeah, they did this well. I think in the head, Nami was created as to be an attractive character, and this I think captures that well. So you can see the hair flowing here. It's a little malleable. Yeah, so gotta be careful with those. There's not that much shading, I don't think, but it has enough detail to make its own shades and shadows if hit by the light. And then if anything, there are a few rough edges around here, but that's okay. And then moving on to her torso, again, the over-exaggerated chest. Now we see the muscles here. The tattoo, Belmere tattoo. There's actually a seam line that runs through here that's a little annoying because it hits the tattoo. I wish they kind of moved it a little farther back. And then what do you call this ribbon thing, sash, what, I don't know. Yeah, it's just like the hair. I think it's pretty good. And then some other detail they added. Yeah, so you can see her behind a little here, and if you look under, but don't do that or you'll get the happiness punch. And then the shins, similar. There's not a lot really going on, so I don't think it's not worth it going through every minor detail here. Here, yeah, this part is textured, yes. And then the feet, there's enough detail on there, in and under. So for detail, I think, considering I'm always considering the price to quality ratio here, so detail, I think I'll give it a 2.5 over 3. So color, like I said in a previous parts, I think it's very faithful to the source. The color is just right. If anything, if there's anything that I want to change, maybe a tad bit less saturation. But yeah, overall it's pretty good, especially when lit well like this here. So for color, I'll give it the full 2 out of 2. And then base or stand, right off the bat, I give it a 1. It's okay. Maybe 0.7 because it's a little unstable. Maybe if they corrected the proportion here and here, it would have more stability. It can also technically stand without the base, but again, it's a little unstable. So, and the base is not as bothersome as, say, those from DXF. So yeah. And then price. So for $25 in the US, I think you're getting a good deal here. Although as a general comment, I didn't expect figures to cost this much before going into this hobby. So I'll probably need to get a pretty good job to support myself if I were to be as crazy with One Piece as I am now. So total score would be 8.5 over 10. I think that might be too generous for some of you, but again, I only started this hobby recently. I only got into figures recently. So that might change, and if it does, again, I'll take note of it in the descriptions or the comments. And that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts, maybe things that I can improve, maybe some thoughts on the criteria that I use. And yeah, so stay safe and see you for the next delivery. And then I'll leave you with a few more comparisons to other figures and then some photos, closer looks with the figure. So yeah,